Compassion. Open your heart to love and help others. When you make others happy, you are also nurturing your own happiness. For instance, recall the warmth you feel when helping a stranger in need or bringing a smile to a friend with a kind gesture. These actions not only bring joy to others but also create a source of positive energy and peace within your own soul. The Buddha taught, happiness never decreases by being shared. It only multiplies and spreads further. The ripple effect of compassion. Consider the story of a woman living in a small village. One day, she baked bread and shared it with poor children in the village. Unbeknownst to her, one of those children later returned as an adult to help her build a new house during her time of hardship. Her small act of kindness not only brought joy to the children but also planted seeds of gratitude, which later blossomed into acts of love and care that transcended generations. This story illustrates that sharing does not diminish what we have, rather, it enriches our lives with warmth and meaning. Compassion in modern life. In today's world, sharing goes beyond material gifts. It can also mean giving your time, listening to someone, or simply offering a warm smile. For example, during a stressful workday, taking a few moments to check on a colleague or help them solve a minor problem can bring joy and strengthen bonds for both of you. Or consider helping an elderly person cross the street. Not only does the recipient feel cared for, but you, too, will experience a sense of peace from such a kind act. These examples show that when we share, happiness doesn't just spread, it comes back to us, enriching our hearts and adding deeper meaning to our lives. In reality, many modern individuals easily fall into a state of living on autopilot during their daily activities. They eat hurriedly, eyes glued to their phone screens, without savoring the flavors of their meals or reflecting on the effort of those who created them. They walk without awareness, their minds preoccupied with worries about work or the future, leading to feelings of emptiness and disconnection from themselves. Practicing mindfulness is a way to break this pattern. By fully focusing on each action, such as chewing slowly to experience each flavor or walking with awareness of each step, you can transform ordinary activities into profound and meaningful moments. This not only helps alleviate stress but also brings genuine peace to the soul. Mindfulness in everyday life. Mindfulness doesn't require long meditation sessions. You can start with small activities, like drinking water, walking, or doing household chores, with complete focus. Imagine drinking a glass of water, instead of gulping it down. You notice the cool sensation, the pure taste, and how the water quenches your thirst. When walking, rather than rushing to your destination, feel each step touching the ground, the harmonious movement of your body, and the sounds around you, such as the wind or birdsong. Even while doing household tasks like washing dishes or cleaning, if you perform them with focus and gratitude, you can turn these simple chores into calming and meaningful moments. Mindfulness allows you to reconnect with life, even amid the busyness, and find joy in the mundane. Finding joy in simplicity. Practicing mindfulness not only improves mental well-being but also helps you discover happiness in ordinary things. Think of farmers working daily in the fields, pausing to enjoy a refreshing breeze under the hot sun, or a busy mother who finds simple joy in the smile of her child. Buddhism reminds us that happiness doesn't lie in changing circumstances but in changing how we perceive and appreciate each present moment. Through small actions, a heartfelt thank you or a quiet moment of stillness, we are truly creating happiness. Happiness is created from simple things. But how do we begin the journey of creating happiness for ourselves? Have you ever felt that, no matter how much you achieve in life, there's still an unfillable void? Or moments when you're so caught up chasing distant goals that you forget the simple joys of the present moment? To answer these questions, you need to pause, look within your soul, and start with small steps, like cultivating gratitude, mindfulness, and authentic connections with yourself and those around you. Let us delve into the principles and practices that will help you not only discover but also create joy and peace in your daily life. Mindfulness. Live fully in each moment. When eating, savor the flavors of your food. Think about the effort that went into creating it, and appreciate every bite that nourishes your body. When walking, pay attention to each step touching the ground, the steady rhythm of your breath, and the connection you feel with the earth beneath your feet. Living mindfully not only helps you find peace but also transforms seemingly simple actions into sources of inspiration and genuine joy in life. Too often, people eat in a rush, chewing while scrolling through their phones or letting their minds be consumed by work, life problems, or daydreams about the future. This makes meals mechanical, stripping them of their true value. However, when you focus fully on the act of eating, you can fully experience the rich flavors of the food, the aroma that fills the air, and the texture, whether soft or crispy, on your tongue. You'll realize that each bite is not just sustenance but the result of a long process: planting, nurturing, harvesting, and preparation. This awareness not only enhances your experience but also fosters a deep sense of gratitude and connection to the food, life, and the people who contributed to its creation. Mindful walking, a deep meditative practice. Walking can also become a profound meditative act. Instead of letting your mind wander with daily worries, try focusing on each step. Feel your feet touching the ground, the softness or roughness of the surface beneath you. Notice the movement of your body, the harmonious coordination of muscles and bones. Take a deep breath and feel the fresh air filling your lungs. Listen to the sounds around you, the rustle of leaves, the chirping of birds, or even the gentle whisper of the wind. These practices not only help you connect more deeply with your body but also bring a sense of calm, relieve stress, and allow you to feel the vitality of life in every step and every breath you take. By embracing mindfulness in everyday activities, such as eating and walking, you create opportunities for happiness to arise naturally. It is in these simple, present moments that true joy and peace can flourish. Buddhism teaches that happiness is not the gratification of the senses or the possession of material wealth. True happiness comes from dwelling in the present moment. The Buddha once told a story about a wealthy king who owned everything yet still felt no peace. One day, the king met a meditation master and asked, "Why do I have everything, yet I am not happy?" The master replied, "Because you do not know how to live in the present. When your mind is bound by the past and anxious about the future, happiness cannot be found." The meditation master guided the king to focus on his breath and appreciate each moment. Gradually, the king began to experience genuine joy from simple things, such as the morning sunlight or the sounds of nature. This story reminds us that when the mind is no longer chasing endless desires, when you are content with what you already have, you will realize that happiness has always been here, in this very moment. In real life, this is akin to stories of people who seem to have everything yet feel empty. For example, a businessperson who owns vast wealth but sits alone in a luxurious mansion, feeling lonely because they have no time for their family. Or a famous celebrity with millions of fans who admits to feeling lost under the stage lights, lacking authentic relationships. These stories remind us that happiness does not lie in what we own but in our connection to ourselves and those we love. So, when a father comes home after a tiring day of work, sitting with his children over a simple meal, or when a busy person pauses to enjoy sunlight streaming through a window, these are the moments of true happiness. Happiness is not something distant, it is found in being present and appreciating what we already have. Have you ever wondered, why is it that, even when we have everything, we still feel like something is missing? Could it be that true happiness doesn't reside in what we achieve but in how we experience and live each moment? Consider those who are wealthy, powerful, or famous, yet openly admit feeling lonely and empty. On the other hand, there are those who live simple lives amidst nature, surrounded by the ordinary, and they exude genuine peace and happiness. Why is that? We often believe that happiness comes from external things: money, love, career success. But even when we attain all these, there are still moments of emptiness, as if a vital piece of life's puzzle is missing. For example, a successful entrepreneur with millions of dollars may constantly feel stressed and insecure. A devoted mother who takes care of her family may occasionally sense loneliness deep within. Why does this happen? Because we are searching for happiness in the wrong places. The Buddha taught, happiness is not found outside, it lies within your own soul. Indeed, happiness doesn't depend on how much you have but on how you perceive and appreciate what you already possess. If your mind is always chasing distant things, happiness will remain an illusion. But if you pause, listen to yourself, and live with gratitude, you will realize that happiness has always been present, in every breath, in every moment of life. In Buddhist scriptures, there is a story about a beggar who spent his life with a tattered cloth bag, wandering from village to village, relying on the mercy of others. One day, he met a monk. The monk asked him, "Why don't you open your bag and see what's inside?" Surprised, the beggar opened the bag and discovered a precious gem he had never known was there. The monk smiled and said, "Happiness is like this. It's not outside but always within your soul. If only you look inward and cherish it, your life will be filled with peace." This story reminds us that happiness isn't something to be sought elsewhere. It has always been present, waiting for us to recognize and embrace it. In real life, this is akin to when we stop comparing ourselves to others, stop chasing distant dreams, and instead appreciate our health, family, and the simple moments around us. For instance, waking up in the morning to the sound of birds singing and taking a breath of fresh air, that is happiness. Seeing a child smile or feeling the warmth of a loved one's hand, these moments are proof that happiness is not far away but right within our reach. What is happiness? We spend our entire lives searching for it, yet it often feels like something distant, like a dream we can never quite reach. Perhaps we have been mistaken from the very beginning, because happiness is not something you search for, it is something you create from within your own soul. Happiness is a reflection of a peaceful mind, unclouded by greed or anxiety. It does not lie in grand, luxurious things but can arise from simple acts. A warm smile amidst difficulties, a heartfelt thank you, or a moment when you fully embrace the beauty of the present. Happiness does not require waiting. It arrives the moment you open your heart to appreciate and be grateful for this life. Contentment, a profound philosophy in Buddhism. Contentment is a deep Buddhist teaching emphasizing the importance of knowing what is sufficient, being content with what we have rather than endlessly chasing unnecessary desires. This is not about abandoning dreams or goals but finding balance between ambition and satisfaction with the present moment. The essence of contentment with the present. When we stop comparing ourselves to others, we avoid feelings of envy and dissatisfaction. Contentment teaches that true happiness lies in recognizing the value of what we already have, reducing pressure, instead of always pursuing grand goals. Knowing what is enough helps relieve stress and anxiety. Peace of mind. Without being caught in the whirlwind of ambition, the mind becomes lighter and more tranquil. In the scriptures, the Buddha told a story about a wealthy king who owned everything yet found no peace. In contrast, a poor farmer, with nothing more than a bowl of rice and a simple home, was happy because he had his health and family. The king realized that wealth was not the key to happiness, it was contentment and gratitude for what one already has. When practicing contentment, we are no longer burdened by comparisons or unrealistic expectations. Living with contentment, appreciating small joys, a family meal, a relaxing afternoon, or a meaningful conversation with friends, contentment encourages us to treasure these simple pleasures. Cultivating gratitude. By knowing what is enough, we become grateful for what we have rather than yearning for distant desires. Strengthening relationships. Free from materialistic or success-driven obsessions, we have more time and mental space to nurture genuine connections. As the Buddha said, the richest person is the one who knows contentment. In daily life, contentment helps us see the true value of what we already possess. For example, a mother sitting with her children, enjoying a humble meal after a day's work, feeling fulfilled by the joy of family. An elderly person in a small home, watching the sunset, with little material wealth but happiness found in good health and peace. Contentment is not about giving up striving but about appreciating what we have achieved and resisting the urge to compare or envy others. Practical steps to practice contentment in daily life. Acknowledge and be grateful. Spend a few minutes daily reflecting on what you already have and feel grateful, be it health, family, work, or even a delicious meal. Reduce unnecessary expectations. Focus on what truly matters to you rather than trying to achieve everything at once. This helps reduce pressure and allows you to enjoy the journey. Enjoy the present when eating. Savor the flavors when walking. Notice the surrounding scenery. Living in the moment lets you experience the true value of the present. Let go of comparisons. Instead of comparing yourself to others, ask, what have I achieved? Do I really need more? The answers often reveal that you already have enough. By incorporating contentment into daily life, we can reduce stress and discover tranquility, even in the simplest moments. Happiness is not a destination, it is the journey you are on. Every day, every hour, and every minute is an opportunity for you to create happiness. Let go of the burdens in your mind, such as resentment over things you cannot change, envy of others' success, or anxiety about a future you cannot control. Instead of letting these emotions dominate you, focus on forgiveness, accepting the imperfections of yourself and others, and living fully with what you have in the present. For example, when faced with a broken relationship, instead of holding on to anger, focus on the beautiful memories it gave you and the lessons you learned. This not only helps you release emotional burdens but also creates space for genuine peace and happiness to flourish. Letting go. A path to inner peace. Letting go does not mean giving up, it means learning to accept imperfection. Forgiving yourself and others, and cherishing what you already have. It involves releasing emotional burdens like resentment, envy, or unnecessary fears. Imagine confronting a past mistake. Instead of tormenting yourself, you choose to learn from it and focus on improving the present. Or when feeling strained by a fractured relationship, rather than harboring anger, you reflect on the good moments and let those memories bring comfort to your heart. Letting go is a way to free yourself from unnecessary pressures, creating space for tranquility and true happiness to grow. Happiness is a choice. Happiness is not just a feeling, it is a choice. Choosing gratitude over complaints. Choosing to be present instead of chasing distant dreams. For example, each morning, instead of rushing headlong into a busy schedule, take a few moments to watch the sunrise, feel your breath, and reflect on the good things you have. Or, when facing a tough day, instead of dwelling on dissatisfaction, seek out small but meaningful moments, like a colleague's smile or a sincere, "Thank you." This shift in perspective and attitude transforms each moment into a source of authentic happiness. By embracing forgiveness, mindfulness, and gratitude, you empower yourself to let go of what weighs you down and cultivate peace and joy in the here and now. Happiness is not something you find, it is something you create, from your heart, your soul, and what you already have. So, stop searching for happiness and start creating it by cherishing and nurturing the simple yet meaningful moments in daily life. You can begin by practicing gratitude, such as writing down 3 good things that happened each day. Take time to connect with the people you love, share a meal or have a deep conversation. Focus on the present by living mindfully in every action, whether it's brewing a cup of tea or tending to your plants. These small yet meaningful acts form the foundation of lasting happiness. Start today. Write down things you're grateful for. Take a few minutes for a small but meaningful act. Share these moments with those around you. Happiness will not only stay with you but also radiate outward, bringing joy to others.